That would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that in. Yeah, we're definitely taking that out.
I fucking love that video or those videos.
I know
It's
those
like,
videos are so the Pointer Brothers. They're so
yo,
good, dude.
yo, terrible idea. We should totally leave that in the video.
Yo, dude, ew! I just came up with a horrible idea, man. Dude, we should totally leave. We should totally take that out of the video.
Okay.
Oh man.
Script. Yo, NFL script just dropped?
Yo, the NFL script is dropped. Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, we
Oh
got
my
the
God,
week
this
10
is
script,
crazy.
baby.
Oh my God, they just emailed it to us.
Holy
Oh, let's go.
shit.
Now we
Perfect
can actually
timing.
talk about it.
Oh
I
my
know,
God,
right? Like
bro.
just got the email in. All right,
Just
cool.
got the script straight from Goodell.
Yeah, straight from him. The Week 10 script.
Here we
Here
go,
we
baby.
go. All right, so
Alrighty.
welcome back to the Misty Meadows money line. We still have yet to see Misty Meadows back on the Fortnite map because it turns out that was season 2. That wasn't even
Yeah.
season 1.
Yeah, we
That's
got a
season
while.
2. So
It's
we
okay.
got our hopes up for a little nothing, but it's all right. But here we have the Week 10 script just emailed to us. So we're going to be going over like we do every week. This is what our 4th week doing this, right?
7, 8, 9, 10. Yep.
Yeah, 4th week doing this. So again, we'll have those TikToks posted and clips from the podcast here. And Nick is kind enough to make sure that we have all the stats and earnings and overviews for the week
Yes, sir.
on our Instagram. So this week will be no different from the rest. As you can kind of tell, I'm a little stuffed up, a little sick. Nick might be too, but
Yeah, I'm just coming off of it.
yeah, we power through. We don't worry about that. We don't
Hey,
we don't worry about
as
it.
long as we
So
got video and audio, doesn't matter what we sound like.
yeah, that's all that matters, man. Yeah. All right, so let's hop into the 9:30 game, the Germany game, Frankfurt. We have the Colts at the Patriots. This is a home game for the Patriots. We're looking at the spread is Colts -2. Over under is 43.5, and it is Colts money line -135. We have the wheel picking the Patriots to win. What do you think about that, Nick?
I mean, I think it's valid. It's a home game, but looking at what the Colts have done, they're they're looking okay. They look good. They got 2-star running backs. They have a quarterback who's proving that he's worth the position. Um, so that being said, the Colts are having their second international game. They're in Germany. They lost to the Jags last time they played abroad. It was 2016. That was a very high-scoring game. It was 30-27. Touching on the quarterback, hasn't gotten the run game going since the Browns. Zach Moss is second in the league for rushing yards, but he will continue to split carries with Taylor. So they should use the run game a bit more. Normally the away games when they're abroad, you like to throw the ball, you like to show off, but this is an offense that uses the run game a lot. So I would expect to see a lot of carries here. They're probably going to be showing off quite a bit in the run game. And then to touch on the passing game, Pittman is their leading receiver, but he's been somewhat lacking because their run game is so strong.
Yeah, and on the Pats side of things, they've lost 4 of their 5 pass games. The only game they beat was only game they won was when they beat the Bills. That was a little sad for us, but that's the only game they've won. So they're sitting at 2-7 at the bottom of the AFC East, which for the Patriots is not normal.
No.
So that's good for everybody else in the AFC East. Another game where the time change could affect the players.
Yes.
Stevenson finally had a breakout game while sharing snaps with Elliott. So he had, I think it was like 85 yards and a touchdown, but that touchdown was like a 65-yard rush. So you could see a heavy run game this week, splitting the snaps because Mac Jones just continues to struggle. He's really not playing too well, and he's even almost even on touchdowns and picks as he was last week. He has 10 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So, if anything, he's going to keep the interception train going. The Pats are 3-0 internationally, but all those years, I think it was 2009, 2014, and 2017. I think were all three of the years, and all of those games, obviously, you have Tom Brady playing. So now you have Mac Jones in the first international game without Tom. I guess we'll really see how it affects the team. But they've scored 30 plus points in each win and only allowed one touchdown in all three of those international games. So I guess we'll see if they can replicate that again this week. But I don't know about it.
I mean, we're talking two completely different teams here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
some of the stats for this game: the spread is -2 in favor of the Colts. The over/under set at 43.5. And the money line is in favor of the Colts, -135, and the Patriots are +105. So the odds are close, but I mean and the wheel picked the Patriots. I think we said that already, but I'm going with the Colts here. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts as well.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a toss-up. It looks like it's gonna be close, but I think the Colts offense is clicking a little better than the Patriots, so I think they're going to put up a bit more points and come away with a win.
Yeah, I'd even take Colts -2.
Yeah, it seems fair.
It's pretty low spread. So
yeah, it seems realistic.
Yep.
An easy Sunday morning game.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, moving into the Sunday at 1 o'clock games, we got the Texans at Bengals to start off.
Yep.
Stats for this game are Bengals -6.5 spread. Total points is set for 46.5, and the money line is we have listed -315 for the Bengals, but it did get changed since we since we received the script. Bengals -285, Texans +230.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I mean, expect CJ Stroud to have another great week this week. The Texans have won 4 of their past 6 games, so they're looking to have another game, possibly another win against these Bengals who have completely turned their season around. Joe Burrow starting off, kind of low in the season, but now he's, redeemed himself throughout the season. This could be a close one, though. We have Nico Collins and Tank Dell. They've had themselves a game last week, so they're just looking to have that same progress again this week. So expect the run game to be kind of minimal. We haven't seen too much from Dameon Pierce or Devin Singletary, so you can kind of expect an average run game, maybe 60, maybe 70 yards of running. But CJ Stroud, after setting that NFL record for most yards in a game thrown by a rookie, 470 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Incredible show out.
Yeah, he played really well last week. So you could honestly see CJ Stroud have another big game against the Bengals at home.
Yeah. On behalf of the Bengals, they are possibly losing 2 of their top wide receivers this week, so their offense might fall off a notch if that's the case. But Burrow is still confident in the way he's playing football after the win last week against the Bills. Very sad to be there. It was a fun trip. It was nice to see the stadium, but tough loss. Anyways, with that being said, you can look for Joe Mixon to hopefully have a good amount of action in the backfield. Run game is probably going to be pretty heavy if they are losing their wide receivers, but they still have good targets and they have an excellent quarterback. So I feel like the passing game is not going to drop as much as we think it will if their 2 top wide receivers are out.
Yeah. Yep.
The wheel chose the Bengals, and I would like to root against them after last week, but I think they're going to take it here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the Bengals money line. I think this is going to be pretty close considering, like you said, the 2 wide receivers for the Bengals are out, and CJ Stroud's been playing really well. So I think we should expect a Bengals money line win here.
Yeah, might stray away from the spread. It's a little large for as well as the Texans' offense has been playing. So just stick with the Bengals money line.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. The
And next
next.
on the list, we have the Packers at the Steelers. We have the spread set at Steelers minus 3.5, the point spread at 38.5, and Steelers money line is minus 190. Um, so we kind of have a odd matchup here. It's a matchup of the totally mid quarterbacks. So for the
Yeah.
Packers, we have Jordan Love. He's kind of been all over the place this year with how he's playing. As Packers fans, somewhat, I could consider myself somewhat of a Packers fan. It is frustrating to watch their team slow down compared to the previous years, but there's still some promise. I mean, they beat the Rams last week, 20-3, for their first win in a handful of weeks. But there are some defensive injuries that you need to be aware of. Quay Walker and Jair Alexander are listed as doubtful for this week. And you have Kenny Clark, the D tackle. He's also listed as questionable. So that's a couple of defensive areas that they're going to have to fill in if all three of those players don't play. And Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are still splitting carries. So there's something to be said there that they still haven't decided on what running back should take the majority, which one's more efficient. So we're going to have to continue to see them splitting carries. Maybe a heavy run game this weekend.
Yeah. I really haven't heard much from the Packers. I mean, kind of like you said, it's going to be like a mid off.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Stats wise, Pickett is worse than Love, but it seems to be more of a conservative quarterback. He does have some weapons alongside him, but he just needs to use his judgment a little bit better. Um, Harris has been really tough to watch this year, splitting the carries with Warren, had a better average yards per carry. Deontay Johnson also is a threat, and George Pickens is looking for another big game after a rough one last week. Offense not quite clicking. I mean, they have a couple of bright shining moments, but it doesn't last for the whole game like they would like.
Yeah, right.
Um, we went over the stats for the game. Not sure if we said that the Steelers was picked by the wheel. Honestly, I don't know who I really want to favor here. It seems like it's going to be close and not in a good way.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be close, but I mean, the Steelers are just the better looking team in this situation. They're 5-3. They have a winning record right now. Even though Matt Canada's not too big of a, not too big of a team player over there, I just think that they have a better shot at beating the Packers, especially at home. Steelers Stadium, the extra stadium, can get rowdy. So I think we should go Steelers money line on this one.
Yeah, I feel like agreeing with the wheel is probably a safe bet.
Yeah, I think so too.
If we can't pick, the decision's been made for us. And then
Exactly.
spread, do we want to take it on either side or
No,
straight
I
away
probably
no?
wouldn't.
Okay. Alrighty. Easy enough. Next on the list, Titans at Bucks. I mean, I think it'll be a bit more exciting than projected. It's projected to be really close, but I think it'll be close in a good way. I think they'll be competing to just outscore the other team here. The spread is -1 in favor, 1.5 in favor of the Bucks. The total points is set for 39, and the money line is -120 for the Bucks and +100 for the Titans. Last week, I mean, I was kind of rooting for the Titans. I started Will Levis on my fantasy team, and he did all right, but
Yeah.
he scored 2 points less than Kenny Pickett, which I guess I could have used since I have both of them.
Yep.
But the Titans have figured out which quarterback they're moving with or starting moving forward. Will Levis will need another game like his first one, where he had a bunch of passing touchdowns. Hopkins is now getting the reps he deserves, which is good to see. But he needs to get in the end zone more. He didn't get a touchdown against the Steelers last week, and he only has 3 touchdowns in one game. that were against the Falcons. Derrick Henry continues to be a workhorse in the backfield. He's looking great as their running back, and if the Bucs defense can't find a way to stop the offense, they might not be able to stay in this one.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, you have Baker Mayfield. He's been having a rough time the past couple of weeks. Even though he has Chris Godwin and Mike Evans as weapons, you would think it would allow an offense to just go off every game. I mean, you have like even the run game too. You have White in the backfield. You have the weapons around you. It's just can the quarterback make those moves? So far they aren't having much luck with that. The defense is definitely to blame here. They're a struggling defense, 29th in the league, allowing points that the offense just can't keep up with. So we'll have to see if the defense can get it together this week. But the run game on the offense is ninth in the league. So if they have problems passing with Baker and to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, you can have reliability on that rushing game a little bit more than normal.
Yeah, they did pick up their run game. I think we talked about it last week or the week before that they didn't use it as much at the Bills game, but they definitely
Yeah,
picked it up the following weeks after that. So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
the wheel has chosen the Titans here, and I think I'm going to agree. They have quite the offensive power over the Bucs defense here. So
Yeah.
and then if we're gonna take the Titans to win, taking Titans plus 1.5 is also a good choice.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so too. I think that's probably good with going with that.
yeah, seems fair to me.
Absolutely. All right. Moving on to the next game. We are just breezing through these games,
Yep,
not
we're
wasting
rolling
any
through it.
time. I'm loving it. All right. So we have the Browns at the Ravens. Now, this game has potential to be game of the week. If these
Yes.
defenses can continue to play how they've been playing this whole season, this has potential to be game of the week. It's definitely divisional matchup of the week. I don't really know how many other divisional matchups there are this week, but definitely divisional matchup of the week, if not game. So we have the spread set at Ravens minus 6.5, the point spread at 38.5, and the Ravens money line is minus 310. I don't know if those odds have been changed or not.
For
But we have the wheel picking
they're the same.
the okay, the same. But we have the wheel picking the Ravens. um, so for the Browns, now that Watson's back, the Browns should have a better time with the offense as long as the defense, which is ranked first in the league, can play strong against the red hot Ravens offense. Um, this could be a close game. Amari Cooper was rumored last week to be released by the Browns a couple days before the game, and he went on to have a huge game, 100 plus yards and a receiving touchdown. So he proved to the Browns that he could stand that team and proved to be a workhorse in that backfield. Um, It'll be a tough game to win, especially considering the Ravens defense is second. So, both of these teams are going to be trying to score a lot of points, but I really don't think with the high defensive matchup that there's going to be a lot of points scored this week. But we'll see if last week's win was luck against the Cardinals or if the Browns are going to be legit, especially in this divisional matchup. Because they beat the Cardinals 27-0 last week. But that's really nothing to be proud of. They're just like the Giants. So, you know,
So you mentioned this is a divisional matchup this week. The only other one that I see is the Giants at Cowboys, which we'll get to when we hit the 4 o'clock games. And then Thursday night was not a divisional game, right? I don't.
I don't
No,
think
it was
so.
it was Panthers Bears. No, it wasn't divisional.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it
the
was
only two
not.
the only two are this one and then the Giants at the Cowboys that we'll
All
talk
right.
about a little later. So Ravens, obviously an offensive powerhouse. They look amazing. Lamar Jackson just won the midseason MVP. Their offense is really clicking. His passing through the air and run game on the ground. The Ravens are very successful and performing at a high level. Gus Edwards and Lamar are leading the team in rushing yards, and Mark Andrews and the rookie Zay Flowers have been a dual threat for many teams. Excuse me. The Browns should keep their secondary on their toes as the running and passing game is something that they have to look out for. They've got both sides of the offense to try and compete with, and the Ravens defense is equally as strong. They're second in the league. Uh, compared to the Browns first, right? I think you said that.
Yeah,
Browns are
yep,
first in the
first.
league. So this is going to be a defensive heavy game. Two elite defenses going at it could be a recipe for a low scoring game.
Which I think the under 38.5 points, because obviously they're going to set this low because two defenses, but I
Yeah,
think even under 38.5 points is pretty reasonable considering the defensive sides of the ball.
yeah. Um, we talked about this before we started recording, but I sort of jokingly said like if the over hits, we're going to be looking at defensive scores, and that's where it's going to
Yeah,
come from.
yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
um, Wheel chose the Ravens. I'm liking that.
Yeah, me too.
I think the Ravens are gonna stick it to them. I think the
I
divisional
think
game is
so.
is, is big here. And then one other little thing that I wanted to add to this is the Ravens move into another big divisional game against the Bengals on Thursday. So
Oh, okay.
they've
Yeah, so
got
they
they've
so
got
this win would be
two
big.
two big games back to back here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Ravens money line. I don't know if I'd go as far to say -6.5. They got to win by a touchdown, so
Yeah.
it's doable. But just play it safe, go money line.
Yep.
And then moving into the next game, we have the 49ers at the Jags. So the spread is set at 49ers -3. The over/under is 44.5, and the 49ers money line is -185. Now, all these 49ers, spread like 49ers have the spread and the money line, but the wheel picked the Jags. So we have the Jags on the wheel side, but in favor of the 49ers from any betting app ever, you know?
Yes.
So, uh, excuse me. So we have the 49ers up first. They have just picked up Chase Young to add to an already pretty dominant defense this
Huge.
year. Not as dominant as we've seen in the past, but they're still very good. Um, this team has lost three in a row, though, so we're not really sure what to blame that on. It could just be, injuries. It kind of was injuries. I mean, you had Debo Samuel out, you had CMC kind of banged up. He still played well, anyways.
Yeah.
And you had Trent Williams, who was banged up too. He was out for a couple of games. So you're looking at some players that are coming back this week. But CMC is trying to keep his touchdown streak alive with another one this week. If Kittle and Ayuk can continue to have big games with the running game backing them up, this could be a high caliber offensive game. We just have to keep an eye out on the defense to see if they can create pressure on Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you have Chase Young coming off one side and Nick Bosa coming off the other. So, I mean, if the Jags O-line can stop that, props to them. But that is a lot of manpower coming off the edges.
Well, yeah. This defense is definitely going to be a force to reckon with here.
Yeah,
And they're gonna be trying to put pressure on one of the hottest teams in the league right now. The Jags are on a 5-game win streak. 4 of them traveled all over the world for. I mean, even though they were in the same place 2 weeks in a row, but they're rested up after their bye and they're ready to continue the streak at home. The offense needs to reduce turnovers and be more efficient in the red zone. They make it there consistently, but they gotta get in. Etienne is looking to have another big game off the bye, and receiving core should find the end zone a couple of times this weekend. This is probably going to be an offensive shootout. This game looks to be very exciting here.
yeah,
It's going to be a
yeah.
good
I
one.
think so too.
Both teams coming off a bye. Everybody's well rested.
Yep.
This is big.
Yeah, I think so. And we have the wheel picking the Jags. I don't know what you want to go with.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to say that the 49ers take it here. Players are rested. They should be coming back healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, I
I honestly, like in my opinion, I think I'd go with the 49ers -3. Losing three in a row, they can't keep this losing streak up.
no,
They
they
started off
can't.
5-0,
They can't
so
afford to
you know,
continue that losing streak. That's gonna be bad.
yeah, I know. So I think the 49ers are coming in this game with a lot more fire in them than the Jags.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go against the wheel this week and pick the 49ers. I'm gonna go 49ers -3 as well. I just think if they're gonna win by a decent point margin, and That's just kind of,
Yeah.
the way it's going to be
I think
for this game.
we're expecting big things. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Both these teams coming
Yeah,
off a bye. I mean, you would expect good things, but we'll see.
right. Yeah.
Moving into the Saints at the Vikings. This game. Oh boy, where do I start? The I mean, I'll start with the Vikings. That's what I was excited about. Josh Dobbs, what an incredible game last week. He got traded
Yeah.
over,
Props to him.
like what, 4 or 5 days before. Learned
Yeah, the
the,
passed or not.
yeah, huge. Learned the offense real quick. Didn't learn names, which was really funny to see clips of, like his post game interview, like, oh, I'd be a bad teammate if you asked me to name everybody. But really
Yeah.
funny. And then, especially to not have everything down to a T like most quarterbacks would. Um, and just like hearing the play and then the coach being in there and like this guy, then this guy, then this guy. Like that's tough to do. That's,
Yeah.
really impressive. And then that
Yep.
rushing touchdown was nice for him too. That was good. So
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs had a great game last week after only being with the team. Oh, 4 days. You do have it listed here. Practicing snap count on the sideline beforehand, leading the Vikings to their 4th win in a row. Dobbs is going to be the starter moving forward. Jefferson came back to practice, but he's not ready to play. Hopefully the Vikings can prove that they are still a big competitor even without their star players. Last week's
Yeah.
game was exciting. Hopefully they can keep up the pace.
Yeah. Hope so. And I mean, Alvin Kamara is efficient on the ground and through the air. I mean, he always has been. He's a great player. Another player to look out for though is Taysom Hill, who's been
Oh,
having some big games.
what a guy.
He's second on the team for rushing. And you have Jamal Williams on the team, who's, that goal line back, but he really hasn't been getting much since he's came off IR.
No,
So,
unfortunate.
you're looking at Taysom Hill playing, at the tight end position pretty well, rushing pretty well. So that's another player to look out for. We'll see if Carr can get the ball to Olave and Shaheed. I just picked up Shaheed in fantasy. He seems to be doing pretty well. Olave and him are, I think, 15 yards off in receiving. They both have over 500. Um, so we'll see if Carr can get them the ball like he has been all season. And the offensive line has been playing better, even after struggling earlier in the year. That's super important. You don't want to prevent the pressure to Derek Carr because as soon as that pressure comes, Derek Carr is just going to throw it away. And then just like a couple weeks ago, we're going to have him throwing 54 passes and only completing 20 of them. So I guess we'll have to see if that whole line can really stop the pressure coming in on Carr. But the spread for this game is Saints -3. The over under is set at 40.5 points. And the Saints money line is -160, and I think the Vikings is +100.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Real quick, you were talking about how Taysom Hill is like a force to reckon with. I don't know if you saw it, but he is the only player in the Super Bowl era with 10 plus rushing touchdowns, 10 plus passing touchdowns, and 10 plus receiving touchdowns. So
That's pretty crazy.
he's a triple threat, which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then did you say the wheel picked the Vikings already?
I did not, but the wheel did pick the Vikings.
Yes. So the Vikings are slight underdogs here, but after their performance last week with kind of a mashed together offense, really still putting pieces together and coming away with a win, regardless, I think the Vikings might take it. I think I agree with the wheel here.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know this game. This game, like looking at this game, was kind of hard to pick who was going to win. Regardless of who wins, I'm definitely going money line. I'm not going the spread. I feel like it's going to be a pretty close game.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to agree with the wheel here on the Vikings. I think the Vikings pull this one out. I would take the Vikings money line. Um, the +3 could be there, but after last week, what they win by 2, win by 3 or
Yeah, it was
something. So
close.
so it could be another close game, but I just played safe, take Vikings money line.
Yeah. Keep it simple. What do we got next? 4 o'clock games. Here we go.
Yep. Into the 4 o'clock game. So we have the first 4 o'clock game at 4:05, we have the Falcons at the Cardinals. We have the Falcons spread is -2.5. The over under is 43.5, and the Falcons money line is -135. And all of this in favor of the Falcons, and so is the wheel. The wheel has picked the Falcons today. So,
Yep.
on topic of the Falcons, Heineke and Ritter have supported each other throughout the season. I mean, you see Ritter started off the season. He didn't play so well, but he had Bijan. He had Bijan playing right behind him, and he was performing well the first, couple of games. And now Heineke is in for Ritter. He has been the starter. I think he started last week or 2 weeks ago or something. But the Falcons just can't catch a break as they fall to 4-5. With Bijan being basically a nobody the past couple of weeks, he really hasn't performed well at all. And so, although the Falcons are the favorites, it's kind of hard to justify them to win this game as their defense can't really compete. If they are able to score plenty of points like they have in the past games, they could see a positive outcome this week. But I'll be completely honest with you. I think that Bijan having these past couple of weeks just kind of off and not having great weeks. I think this week he comes back. He actually plays to the best of his ability like he was earlier in the season.
We can only hope.
Yeah, we can only hope.
The Cardinals, oh boy. They traded away their quarterback. Now they have their starting quarterback returning. Kyler's coming back to the field after 11 months of being out. Since he's gotten hurt, the Cards have been 1-13. Murray will make a difference on this team as Dobbs is gone and Toon played horrific last week. James Conner was also activated from IR. This could be a huge threat for the struggling Falcons team. I mean, we'll see how they click together. Murray plays well. However, new Call of Duty came out this weekend, so.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. Good luck. We'll pick the Falcons. I think I agree.
I don't.
No. Okay. All right.
No. I'm gonna pull a risky one here. I'm gonna go Cardinals +2.5.
Okay. All right.
I like the Cardinals here just because Kyler's making his return. James Conner was also activated this week, so we could be seeing him back from IR. They've been 1-13. They need a win so bad. And it's a home game for the Cardinals, so that stadium's going to be electric with Kyler coming back. So I think Cardinals +2.5, at least for me, is a pretty decent move.
Yeah, you make some good points, but I don't know if they'll be ready to click right off the gate.
Yeah,
right out the gate.
I feel that.
Next up, we got Lions at Chargers. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say. I was gonna say So, what do you do with the wheel again? You take the
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So to make the sizes of the wheel a bit more accurate than just say 50-50 and spin it, I take the wheel, I load up the names of each team, the odds as they are, but as like a positive value because you can't enter a negative number to the wheel.
Right.
This game that we're moving into now, the Lions at Chargers. So the Lions are -148 and the Chargers are +124. I would just put 148 for the Lions and 124 for the Chargers as like a count. So then it'll be like slightly in favor of the Lions because the negative number is always larger than the positive one. And
Right.
So it's not like completely accurate, but it does sway a little bit more towards the favored team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. So next we have the Lions at the Chargers. We have the spread Lions -3. The over-under is 48.5. That's a pretty big point spread.
Yeah.
And Lions money line minus 165. And the wheel has picked the Chargers. Even though the Lions, like you said, on the wheel have taken over a little bit, the wheel picked the Chargers. So we have the Lions here. The Lions, honestly, looking at all of their stats and their wins, they're kind of similar to the Dolphins. They have a great team, but they tend to lose to the above 500 teams in the league. They can really only beat the not winning record teams, pretty much. So with the high caliber offense and Gibbs showing out the past couple of weeks, the weak Chargers defense should look out for high yardage from the Lions, like they have been this whole season so far. St. Brown should have another big game as he's 57 receptions for 665 yards and 3 touchdowns. So expect to see him get in the end zone this weekend. And I think another big game from the Lions coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions offense has been looking great. So
yeah, absolutely.
Could be a little tough for the Chargers, but they did just play the Jets, who have an incredible defense, and they still put up 27 points. The Chargers also held the Jets to 6, which, I mean, could go to show that the Jets offense isn't clicking, but the Chargers defense is still there. So,
yeah.
Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Keenan Allen hit his 10,000 career yardage with an incredible diving catch in that game.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. Justin Herbert looks great through the air. Run game, I don't know enough about. I know previous weeks.
It's not the best.
Yeah, I know previous weeks I talked about it. Like, they're not using the running back. They're using him more as like a wide receiver. He's catching the ball a lot more than he's carrying it. But I mean, it works. They're doing well with it. So don't fix it if it ain't broke, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We'll pick the Chargers. I don't know. What else were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say. I mean, like you said, we'll pick the Chargers. Okay. I'm not sure I agree with that.
I don't know. I mean,
it's another hard game.
I kind of want to agree with it, but I mean, if you disagree, then we'll put the Lions down as our vote anyways. So
yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna go Lions. Although this is Misty Meadows money line, we have been taking quite a few spreads for this week, so I'm gonna keep that train going. I'm gonna take Lions -3.
Yeah. All right. I mean, this seems fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you choose to take the Chargers, just go the money line. But yeah. So we have another split decision, which doesn't affect a whole lot in the long run, because I think we're both still in the negative, but whatever.
Great.
We're getting better. We're on the ups. It's like much less.
Yes,
than,
we are. We are
much less than where we started in week 1. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll let you take it for the next one. I know you had a fun thing to say for this.
Yeah, so moving into the Giants at the Cowboys game, you have the spread is Cowboys -17, the over-under 39, and the Cowboys are -1350. This is like some college football shit right here. You don't see this in the NFL. No. You really don't. So basically, overview of the game is don't take the Giants. They're not winning. They have nothing to show for on either side of the ball. Just don't pick this team to win. It's Cowboys money line. -17 is a bit egregious. So we're just going to go ahead and take Cowboys money line. And that's about it for this game.
Yeah, that's it. Don't touch it.
That's about it. Just don't touch Giants anything. Just nothing on the over yards, nothing on anytime touchdown. Maybe take the kicker to kick 2 field goals, but you know what?
Yeah, pick some random stuff for the Cowboys offense here. It's not.
Yeah,
but just the Cowboys.
That's so Cowboys money line for sure.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yep. All right. Moving on from that dog shit of a game, we're going to move on to the Commanders at the Seahawks. The spread is Seahawks -6. The over-under is 44.5, and the Seahawks money line is -295.
Only the money line has been updated. Everything's the same.
Okay.
Brought a little more in favor of the Commanders. Minus
Okay.
250 for the Seahawks, plus 205 for the Commanders. Slight
Okay.
change, but spread and over under is the same.
Okay. Yeah. So we have the Commanders after last week that marked Sam Howell as second in the league for passing yards. The Commanders have a promising offense. Brian Robinson got his touchdown last week. Nick's parlay for the Commanders team last week hit, so that was our first, big player prop parlay win.
Kept me alive.
Um,
Let's
so
go.
yep, yep. So we're looking for another one this week. But like I said, like it's a promising offense, but a semi-lacking defense. They got rid of Montez Sweat. They got rid of Chase Young. And even though they won last week, it wasn't a big win. They beat the Patriots, but they only won 20-17. So against a Patriots team that's really just not good, you would expect for them to score more points. But again, the Commanders lost to the Giants. The Commanders lost to Philly, but that was a super close game. So
Yeah,
the
both
Commanders are kind of
times.
all over the place with their games, but you could expect another heavy offensive game coming through here as the defense is starting to lack a little bit.
Oh man, the Seahawks. The poor, poor Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on such a hot streak. Their offense was looking great. They have a pretty decent defense as well, but they just got locked up and pinned down by the Ravens. It was an
Yeah.
unfortunate performance from them. We're looking for a better one this week. They are favored by 6, but if their offense gets locked up by the defense again, yeah, it'll be the Commanders walking all over them. That being
Yeah.
said, I do think that the Seahawks offense will outperform the Commanders defense just enough to get them the win. So I think the spread is probably not great to pick at -6, but I think the money line, I will agree with the Seahawks here.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to go Seahawks money line as well. Agree with the wheel.
Easy pick. No spread, just the money line.
Exactly.
What do we got? One more?
Two more.
Two more? 8 o'clock and Monday night. Okay. 8 o'clock on Sunday, we have the Jets at the Raiders. This is a very close game, projected to be very close. The spread is -1, I think. -1. Quickly checking to see
Yeah,
if it got changed. Yeah,
I think it's minus one.
-1 in favor of. Oh no, it did get changed. You have it as
Oh, really?
-1 for the Raiders, and now it's -1 for the Jets.
Oh, okay. All right.
So basically, this is projected to be a tie. Um, if they've swapped the odds a little bit. Over under 36.5, and then money line is -115 in favor of the Jets and -105 for the Raiders. This is a really closely projected game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like a last minute score type deal, similar to the Jets Giants game. Hopefully more scores than that, but
Yeah. Oh my God, you hope so.
um,
Yeah.
but definitely a toss up. It's gonna come down to the
Yeah.
last second.
Yeah. I mean, let me just say this. Zach Wilson should not be the starter for this team. And even Robert Saleh said it in an interview. He said something along the lines of like he doesn't know what to do kind of deal. Um, Unfortunately, we have to watch this team play in prime time again, and it's going to happen again later in the season. But the only reason because of that was Aaron Rodgers was supposed to play all
Yeah,
season, and that's why the Jets were supposed to be in prime time all the time. Nobody wants to watch this team play. Nobody wants to. Wilson has 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions with 1,600 yards. I mean, what quarterback wins games with that kind of stats, man? Like, I just I mean, this is me coming from a Bill fan too, but like that's just so depressing, man. Like, how are you gonna let this quarterback keep playing, and have those bad stats? The Jets rank last in third down and red zone conversion percentage. The defense has been playing decent to where it makes games more manageable for the offense. But like I said, they just can't get anything going, losing these games. This game is a complete toss up between these teams. Like you said, we hope it's higher scoring than the Jets and Giants game. But really, man, I literally couldn't even tell you who wins this game. It's just going to be a pretty awful matchup.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of ugly, but with all those changes that the Raiders made, um, things could look promising
Yeah.
compared to last week and all of the games before they made this change. You know,
Hmm.
Aiden O'Connell is starting over Garoppolo. Still not really sure how that decision came to be. I mean, obviously Garoppolo was underperforming, but
Right.
O'Connell threw for 209 yards last week, which is very average. Adams is still upset. He's not getting many reps. He's targeted very very few times,
Yeah.
unfortunately. He's looking to be a lot better than that, which is really unfortunate. But if O'Connell can make something happen this week, that would solidify himself for the starting position. And we'll have to see how he performs against a team who is better than the Giants compared to last week, which is
Yeah. Well, I mean,
pretty easy
yeah,
to do.
the Jets are technically better. I mean, any team is technically better
Yeah.
besides the Cardinals, but
They're only 3 points better in overtime, but
yep.
you know, it's projected to be close, but if the Raiders can get something to click, the Jets just are not. So the
Yeah, I
wheel
know.
the wheel picked the Raiders. As much as I would like to agree with them, I feel like this is a game where you just kind of stray away from it.
Yeah.
It's kind of an
Yeah, I
ugly
think so
one.
too.
We did this and
Un-
we did it in week 7.
yeah.
We didn't like the Bears Raiders. Funny that it's a Raiders matchup again, but we did it with the Bears Raiders.
Yeah.
We just didn't take a money line. Um, but I don't know. I have enough faith in the Raiders to say that they should win here, but
Yeah, I think so, but I don't know if I'll bet on this game.
yeah, this is a this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I think we stray away. You don't want it. Um, yeah. Well, yeah. And then next game we got Monday Night Football. Monday Night
Monday Night
Football.
Football.
Um. Uh. I don't. Do I even have to say anything? As a Bills fan, do I even have to say anything here? It's against the Broncos. It's at
I mean,
home.
sort of.
It's a primetime game. Uh, I yeah. The Broncos are the Broncos. Their Broncos country is trying to ride, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna ride very well in Buffalo on Monday night, but it's the
Yeah. Well, I
Bills.
mean,
They play like a different team every week, despite how well they look on or how good they look on paper. Um, I don't
right.
know.
I mean, ever since the Broncos lost to that Miami team 70-20, I've just never looked at this team the same.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I
although they're
can't.
they're coming they're coming off a bye. The Broncos are coming off a bye, and before the bye, they beat KC. So they're going to have a little bit of momentum coming into this game, but just not enough to beat the Bills at home. Yeah, it's gonna be like like
This
just. I
much
mean, Russell
momentum.
Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson's playing not too terrible. He's got 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions through the air.
Yeah, no,
Josh
I mean
Allen has
the
what
quarterback stats look
22
great.
total touchdowns. Yeah, the quarterback stats are great, but everything else just I mean, their run game's not too hot. I mean, their receivers not playing crazy insane. Um, but yeah, I mean, if Ken Dorsey can figure something out, um, I think we could win by a pretty large margin here. Again, I think We wanted to take against the Giants game. We wanted to take the Bills -9, but we didn't trust it. And good thing we didn't trust it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Let me take that back. We did trust it. We did take Bills -9. We took the spread
Did we?
because remember that video? I put the dog
Oh,
giving
yes.
the camera the
Yes,
side eye. Yeah, yeah. Because we did pick the Bills spread. So you know what? I'm gonna go Bills -7 here. I think -7 against the Broncos team is gonna be pretty decent.
Oh, yeah, you did that with the Bills Bucks game too, because we took the over in the spread.
Oh yeah,
And yeah.
yeah.
I am trying to find the matchup stats of the two quarterbacks. I saw it earlier today. I'm struggling to find it. Here it is.
It's okay. You got it.
So, Josh Allen has two more touchdowns than Russell Wilson,
Yep.
18 to 16. Josh Allen has 9 interceptions to Russ's 4. Josh Allen has a 99.6 passer rating to 101.7 from Russell Wilson, but Josh Allen has thrown for 800 more yards this season than Russell Wilson has.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're only looking, and their records 5-4 and 3-5. So,
Yeah.
if you're looking at these stats, you would expect Josh Allen to play a little bit better, but
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It's the Bills at home during prime time, so they're pretty much going to play well, except for the away game last week. But yeah, Wheel picks the Bills. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Neither am I.
The difference in favoring for these teams is, what it should be. It's minus 300 something for the Bills. So,
Yeah.
it's like a miracle has to happen. Anything
Right.
that
Right.
on the odds are that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll kind of wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
That'll
everything.
clear everything
That's everything for
for the
week
week.
10.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we said no spread. We don't trust the spread. Just take
No, I said spread. I
Oh, you
did say
did?
spread.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Um.
hopefully.
Yeah. You hope so. But yeah. So that's gonna mark the end of our week 10 script reading from Roger Goodell himself.
Yes.
Um.
Thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you again for that. We are going to be signing off now and posting this video probably tonight, the same day we recorded it, and having some TikToks out for you and Instagram posts. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure you play the Fortnite map this weekend as OG Fortnite is technically leaving. Once it gets past season 6, it's pretty much not even OG Fortnite anymore. So
Yeah.
enjoy your time on the map, and thanks for watching. See you guys next week.
Yeah, maybe you'll play against us in Fortnite.
Oh.
Alrighty.